Star Wars only, I don't know what the fuck your problem is.
It feels like we've gone back in time. I feel like I'm in the year 1997, reliving history. Again, my friends, if you don't remember, back in 1997, there was a special edition of the Star Wars original trilogy that came out, and a lot of fans were not happy with this. I pretty much am 110% confident in at least the history of Star Wars. This is when Star Wars kind of started to split from the fans and the die-hard fans, and you got people who love it and people who are kind of speaking out against the creator, and at the time it was George Lucas. And a lot of fans were upset because we were promised the new special editions that remaster the original trilogy and make them kind of a viable form of entertainment for the 21st century. And we were all on board. I was like, great, Star Wars, it looks even better, let's do this. But what Lucas and Lucasfilm didn't tell us was that they're changing certain scenes. There's going to be a rock in front of R2-D2 because that's critical to the storytelling. And mainly when it comes to the Han Solo scene, which is the topic of today, they changed it. It went from the unaltered versions, which I know some people probably don't even remember anymore, which is a damn shame. It's only been 22 years. But in the unaltered versions, Han shot first in the Greedo Cantina scene. When Greedo confronts Han, they talk, and Greedo says his job is going to take his ship, and Han says, over my dead body, and Greedo's like, that's the idea, I've been looking forward to this. Han says, yeah, I bet you have, and he shoots him. Greedo never shoots at all. He actually doesn't even get a shot off. Han shoots Greedo first, and Greedo dies. And what was great about that in the unaltered version of A New Hope is that it showed the kind of character that Han Solo was. That he was willing to do whatever he wanted and willing to risk whatever it takes to get what he wanted. And that's the kind of dangerous guy that Han was. He was that smuggler. Well, Lucas decided in 1997 to change it, where Greedo shoots first. Han does this awkward little side head movement and kind of dodges it, and then shoots Greedo and kills Greedo. Well, now George Lucas, he changed it again, and he changed this probably around, I would say, 2010, 2011, because this happened before the Disney acquisition of Star Wars. But George Lucas changed it again, where now before Han shoots Greedo, and before Greedo shoots Han, Han says, yeah, I bet you have, and Greedo goes, McClunky, and then they fire off. What the fuck does that even mean? What does that even add to the story? This is where we get upset, and I got, like I say, I feel like I'm in 1997 again, because George Lucas doesn't even own Star Wars, but you look at George and like, bro, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing here? What was the point? Why did you change it up? One thing they did change that was slightly better is that they both shoot at the same time. They shoot at the exact same frame in this new edition compared to the other one, but I mean, do you know how many times they've changed up the special editions? I mean, when it came out in theaters in 1997, Luke, when he fell from the Empire Strikes Back, when he jumped off of the Bespin City platform thing, when he was confronting Vader, he was screaming, he was like, ah! And he fell down, and then when it came out on DVD, they changed it because Lucas realized it's stupid. And it's just one of those things where, if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. And even Lucas knows that people are annoyed. I mean, he's always known that people are annoyed with the changes, and we get obsessed with these minute details. But when you change character, like you do in this scene, it gets a little bit annoying, and Lucas teases us. He wears those Han shot first shirts and everything, and he just makes jokes about it. I mean, come on, bro. Why do you keep changing it? Like, what's the point? The film came out in 1977. Why do we need to mess with it anymore? It was great. We all loved it. And Lucas always used the narrative of, oh, well, you fell in love with half a film. That's not the film that I was envisioning. Well, I don't give a fuck what you were envisioning, George. I like the film that you made. I understand. It's one of those things where you look at it through a different lens than George Lucas does. I mean, he doesn't look at Star Wars the way the rest of us do. And even when he was making it, he would tell Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford, hey, it's just a movie, guys. I mean, it's just a movie. You don't really need to get all obsessed with it. And then it blew up, and he's like, oh, fuck, it's great. It's amazing. It's gonna be great. And he didn't do the film the way he wanted to do it. He's a very visual director, and he likes to control everything down to the editing process. That's one of the reasons he loves editing so much, is because when you edit a film, you really control the pacing of the film. You control almost everything about the film as you're editing the film. But it goes back to the whole why. Why, George? Why do you feel the need to constantly change these films? and edit them in a different way and re-release them all the damn time with a new version that Han shot first in this one, and this one he didn't shoot first. I mean, Greedo's not even a good bounty hunter. He can't even hit a guy who's, what, not even 5 feet away? He's not like a leg length. You just put your leg up and you're gonna hit Han Solo's balls. You can't hit his face right there with your gun. I mean, Han does that little Indian dance head thing, and that kind of helps, but I mean, come on, man. He's a bounty hunter. It's not really intimidating if you can't shoot a guy across the table. And like I said earlier, it takes away part of the Han Solo badass character of him shooting first. He's a very dangerous man, doing whatever. He's a smuggler. He's a scoundrel. You gotta love that about Han. Now he's doing it in an act of self-defense. Oh, you know, you can't have Han Solo be the rough, gritty bad guy at the beginning like he originally was, I guess. I don't know. George is a very interesting man, and definitely not the same filmmaker that he was in the 70s. And you can take that as you will. It's just people grow old and people change, but damn it, man. I mean, there's just still no point to this. And we can call it super nerd nitpicking because it kind of is, but we all fell in love with the 1977 version. And Lucas still refuses to let that unaltered version be released to the public. Why? I have some thoughts on why that I don't want to talk about now because it's a story for later, but still, it's also like, why? I mean, what's the point, you stubborn old fucking man? Come on, bro. And I get his point of, you know, these are my films. Kiss my ass. You fell in love with half a completed film. Well, I like your half completed film a lot more than you adding the goddamn Rock and Greedo shooting first. I mean, just give us the unaltered versions, George. It's 2019. It's been 22 years since the special editions came out, and we're still having this debate 22 years later. Some of you guys weren't even alive when the special editions came out. Some of you haven't even seen the unaltered versions and have no idea what I'm talking about. And that's one of the things, is that the unaltered versions of the original Star Wars trilogy are vastly better than the special editions. The only changes that are normally better, I would say, are some of the effects. The ending song to Return of the Jedi instead of the yub nub. God damn you, George Lucas. You beautiful, beautiful man. You genius. You revolutionary of the film industry. Why you gotta keep fixing things that ain't broke, buddy? I just don't get it. I wonder if Lucas is gonna be on his deathbed and he's gonna be like, Kathleen, come here. I trust you to fulfill my vision of Star Wars. I have another edit of the original Star Wars trilogy. And Kathleen's going to be like, well, George, a lot of fans just really want to see the 1977 version. Kathleen, that was the 70s. We were all on cocaine. I don't remember any of that shit, okay? I want you to release a new version where Han doesn't even shoot. He puts his head to the side and he throws a tomahawk at Greedo's face. And Greedo says, Bazinga, before he dies. It'll be great. It's gonna be great.